Good morning. How are you all doing? I know you're doing good, child. I don't even know why I posed that question to you guys because I already know, honey, before your feet touch the floor, you said it is well. Yeah, you good. You good. Well, I'm up early this morning. I'm back to my normal schedule with you guys. You remember I would speak with you guys before before it's 7 a.m. Yeah. Have my little coffee with you guys before I would get out the road and take that long behind drive. But those days are in the rear view. However, I am going to recoup my schedule because that was the schedule that was the most productive schedule for me. It was long. Don't get me wrong. It was a long day, and I was playing in and out of three time zones at the time. So I had no choice but to be up a long time to try to get everything done. But um, even with what I'm doing now for this season, I need the schedule back. But anywho, if you know, you know, honey. If you grown, you're grown, and you know. Well, happy Friday to you, Suge. Okay, I want to talk about something. It's going to be two things. I promise it will be two things, darling. I promise. Okay, so excuse me. Topic number one. Let's start with the topic I know will make a lot of people uncomfortable. I'll call the first part of this minions, subscribers, and content creators. When you decide to designate yourself in your body of work and call yourself a content creator or a social media personality, you're responsible for what demographic of people you attract to your platform. No one else are responsible for that. You are 100% responsible for your platform and your identity on a social media platform. You're responsible for that. Number two, subscribers are not fans. Subscribers are not fans. You see, subscribers are people who want to keep track of everything that you drop. That may not be for positive reasons. It could be because they absolutely positively despise your very existence on the planet Earth. It may very well be because they want to support you, encourage you, see you make great strides in this world, see you change your station in life, right? They could very well want to watch because they want to bless you. They could be a subscriber because they can relate to you, your journey, your life, your personality, your life experiences, your belief systems, your family dynamics. They could very well be subscribed to you because something inside of them, it is dead. It is rotting, putrid, and defiled within. They may not be able to inflict the pain that they're feeling and agony that they're constantly in on those they feel responsible for them feeling that way. And you, as a content creator, they've made you their mark. I think I told you guys before when I was going through my divorce, I was an absolute gremlin on the internet. I was just being so rude, so nasty. It was disgusting. And I'm pretty sure you guys remember I came back, once everything had settled, I got myself back in my mind frame. And then that's when I told you guys what happened, the divorce, why I made it so private, and then at the same time, I also apologize for the role, persona, behavior I was exhibiting during that time. It wasn't fair to the content creators, and it wasn't fair to those reading the comments, and it also wasn't fair to cause others to feel the way I was feeling at that time. All right. And so um that takes a great deal of humility to get to that point. But it's necessary. It's necessary for you to be honest about your behavior, your decision making, and be able to own why you did it. Right. So notice I didn't say it was because of my ex or it was because of this. No, it was because of me and not me self-regulating me. Right. And there is a difference. Okay. Well, anyway, darling. So what I'm getting to is that unfortunately, Black content creators attract what I've coined as minions. Minions. They will watch a lower tier, that's what I'll call them, content creator, and this person aren't they're not necessarily making no hardcore money. Like they're not pulling down, seven figures a year. They're just not to that point yet, right? And they might be doing some tens of thousands, bi-monthly, right? And I mean, in this economy, that's still a pretty good living. But if you break it down to each spouse, that's still 250 $2,500, excuse me, per mate, which brings you to $5,000 a month. And if you translate that into modern economy, that is not enough money between two people. All right. So you need more money than that in this economy. It's definitely not enough to be bragging and boasting about. But if you've never earned that kind of money, yes, it is to be celebrated because you have lightning in a bottle. You're experiencing something you always hoped for, dreamed of, and it's happening for you, right? And that no matter the amount, you should still celebrate that moment. Not others. You should celebrate that moment. But the celebration of that moment should not be shared with your subscribers because most of your subscribers are minions and they do not like you. They will sit there and hold a conversation with you and they'll like your videos and try on the flip side, they can't stand you. I've been doing content creating now for 12 years, right? This little channel over here, I call it my little DeBoer channel. I'm just under the tree, off in the cut, right? And I throw what I want to throw on here. It doesn't bother me. The way people are forced to go about making money on social media, on yeah, all of them, it's pretty sad. They are doing the absolute most, and social media are paying the least I've ever witnessed. They're not making the real money like we used to make money. They cause them to go through all kinds of hoops, hurdles, combative training, gladiators. I mean, it is ridiculous. And then they deal with more harassment. Before, when we all started, it was just the bread and butter of it, right? So I told you guys about my very first video that popped and went viral, right? That video had 10,000 views in less than 3 days. 10,000 organic views, no bots, no advertising, no plugging, no nothing. Made the content and drop it. Boom, that's it. Honey, I honest to goodness expected maybe 30, 40 people saw it. Honey, no ma'am. It went literally viral. Literally. For something so simple and menial to me. And it just started gaining numbers. It went from me showing different different things from my life, showing, things that I enjoy doing, showing, different purses, shoes, stuff like that, church experiences. Then it turned into me making items, like showing people how I do certain things in my house and showing them what my setups are for all these dinner parties and, taking pictures at events I would attend, make a little slideshow. And it was different. It was a different space. It was a very positive space for us. And now, honey, it's sad. They're not making the money they used to make, and they doing all of this. So what led to this conversation this morning? It was Netta and Charles. Yes, I'm back to Netta and Charles. So apparently, I guess Netta made a seasoning, and it came up, I guess, because it saw I had watched or had been watching Netta's content before, and so it popped up on my FYP, and there were people doing videos literally saying that they're calling the FDA about Netta's season. And let me say this. People who would do something like that, they're inherently evil. Number two, they just want the attention of federal entities to feel more important than they feel about themselves in their day-to-day lives. That is disgusting. And they're not doing it because they're really genuinely concerned. They want attention from the federal government and they want attention from viewers. And I can bet you any amount of money they got a cash app or something thrown in there too. It is a monetary gain for them. You know how many people I know made seasonings? And yeah, they made real money. They made good money. You understand? No FDA involved. You know how many people I know made seasonings and they bumping, pumping on Amazon. And the problem is that people who do this kind of stuff, they don't have the mental creative capacity to do anything on their own except kill, steal, and destroy. They don't, like you making a quarter more than them. And I hate to admit it, in our community, because we are taught, I'm talking about the majority, not all, we are taught to compete with one another. Then it's scary when they encounter people who don't compete with anyone but themselves. It drives them crazy. They don't know what to do with you. They don't know what's wrong with you. They don't know what's your angle. They don't know how to get at you and slow you down. They don't know how to dismantle your vision. They don't know how to make you second guess yourself. They don't know how to make you disbelieve your own vision and dreams for your life. They don't know how to make you feel bad about yourself. They don't know how to break down the things that matter the most to you, because you're not competing with anything that they have going on or doing. And they don't understand that. And that is because you chose a different trajectory for your identity and your success that they don't understand. And here they are going hard in the paint, calling the FDA. Let me tell you something. Why you ain't calling the feds on these trap boys? What happened to no snitching? Hmm? Why you ain't calling the police on that boy beating your niece's brains out? Hmm? Why you not calling child and family services when you know that child being abused? Hmm? Hmm? Why you not calling the police on that boy and you know he broke in them people's house? You know he stole them people's car? Huh? Why you ain't letting nobody know about who really robbed that liquor store, robbed the convenience store? Huh? Why you ain't call nobody when you saw that child put that gun in his backpack? See, that's the kind of you major on the minor. You worried about food, But you're not worried about your own neighborhood. You're not worried about your own family. And that's what I mean by they are absolutely vile and disgusting. They don't care nothing about no greater good. They are starved for attention. They have no conscience. They want everybody to feel because they feel like failures themselves. And their only way of winning or having any attention, any money, they have to get it from other people on social media. And they will kill, destroy anybody, steal anybody's idea to get it. That's sad. And they call them my subscribers, my fans. They're not your fans, Suge. They are subscribers. They're subscribers, and you have to treat them as such. Because, honey, when they find something else to watch, honey, they will turn their behind up to you, and you'll get a whiff of crack of their behind so quick it won't make no sense. Shoot, they don't care nothing about you. Honey, they are not your family. They are not 10 toes down for you. They are not your BFF from ninth grade, sixth grade, fifth grade, honey. Honey, they are not your ride or die, ride or lives. They are not your 10 toes down. They are not your tribe. You understand? They are subscribers. You appreciate the positive that comes from you, but it comes from them to you. You appreciate their beautiful personalities. You appreciate their input. You appreciate what they are organically share of themselves on your platform. You appreciate it and you celebrate. You not only that, let me say that it's not a one-way street. You learn from them just as they learn about you. There is an exchange that takes place if you're smart. Okay. If you're just selfish and it's just, they are only going to learn from you, that you're fool. But there's an exchange that takes place in those comment sections. You gain a lot of insight from different perspectives that you normally wouldn't get any other way. You get to learn about all of these interesting personalities, walks of life experiences. I mean, I've read some profound things down in my comment sections over the years. Yeah, I have. I've read things that were so deeply personal, and I felt humbled that a person felt comfortable sharing that with me. That it took my breath away, and I was so humbled. And there was nothing I could do with it. I couldn't fix it. I couldn't solve it. And God knows I wish I could. But what I could do is exactly what I did was I take that information and I take it before the throne. I kneel and I ask for help for them, from the only person who will be able to do what is necessary and needed for them to stop hurting. So they're not carrying this pain no more. And now I have to take that to the Father. And that's exactly what I do with it. It's very precious, it's very fragile. You see, it's a part of them. And you have to handle it as such and take it before the throne. Right? So there is an exchange there. But what I'm getting to is Netta, uh, gender, whatever going on. Lord have mercy. I don't know. But I'm talking about the pattern that keep happening within our different sectors. You doing too much, honey. They be reaching out, trying to get in touch with people, and all of this. And a couple weeks ago, I had to remind a certain person when I was home. I said, "You better be glad." See, you can get reckless with your mouth. You can be speaking to complete and utter strangers for attention. But be careful when I get running my mouth because I know all your tea from the moment you were in someone's sack all the way up until your mama left here. Now, if you don't want me putting that on the internet, maybe you just need to learn to be quiet. Maybe the thing is, it's one thing when the talkative one talking. That don't mean they're clean, they're squeaky, because I know entirely too much that is dangerous if I get to talk. That's across the board. But anyone will tell you, I've never done that to anyone. No matter what you do that is unfavorable to me and upsetting to me, I don't ride like that. If I know your business, I'm not discussing that. That's the difference between honor and whatever they are. Uh-huh. Trust me, I honey, I have so much tea, you'll need a yacht. Yeah, to navigate. Not a canoe. You will need a yacht. Okay, you will need a larger vessel, dear honey. My tea go the long, deep way. Okay. Okay. Now, with that said, you guys, we need to be better. We got to do better. And most importantly, honey, if you have love in your life, you have joy in your life, you have milestones, you have things that you accomplish, you have to hide those things. You can't share them with anybody on this internet. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't. Let me say it again. You cannot. It's going to cost you a lot of money in the long run. You know how much money I had to spend to change everything about my business identity? You know how much money that cost us? You can't even imagine. Oh, but they didn't care about the arm of the business, which was 10% of its holdings. They did not care or know that 10% of it went to absolutely nothing but to benefit children. Yeah, and homeless single parents, providing these people somewhere to live, providing these kids with beds, providing these kids with school supplies, shoes, Christmas gifts, paying for kids to be buried, paying you don't understand. They didn't know about it. And guess what? They don't give a god darn, they don't care. That's how evil and wicked and disgusting they are. So understand they're subscribers. They're not your supporters. They're not your fans. Okay. Learn that, people. If you're going to be doing this for your bread and butter, honey, they you can come up with whatever little catchy name you want to. But if you get that foolish, honey, you're not cut out for this business. I belong to child, please. You last week. We have so many negative stereotypes about Black love and Black representation as far as Black coupledom, and why Black people shouldn't get married, why Black men should be with, women of another race, another culture, why Black women shouldn't date or marry Black men, the role that Black women are expected to assume. I heard several young ladies say the same thing, that you are responsible for cooking, cleaning, essing, sucking and effing, and shutting the F up. Right? She said those are the duties of a wife. Um, Let me tell you something. If that's what you want to ascribe to, there's nothing I can do about it. However, we have entirely too many channels dedicated to that dysfunctional model. Let me be clear with you. It didn't work for your grandma. It didn't work for your great grandma. It didn't work for your great great grandma. And it didn't work for your great 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 grandma. Those women were being beat, battered, raped, and everything else, forced to have children, stopped during their pregnancies, beat, cheated on. And see, you have to quit romanticizing what was majority abuse. And in that, not in the 80s, excuse me, you had women getting their jaw punched clean out of like their jaw literally hanging down. That's how bad they were being beaten. Those were not rare occurrences, and don't let people lie to you like they were. They were not. They were not an off one, or I never heard of that. That's a lie. Start talking to people who know something about something and who are not going to lie to you about the realities that the model you're talking about, it didn't work. Yeah. So you sit down on social media because you're naive and you're childish, and you let people paint a fairy tale that is in fact an illusion of lie. Lie is deception. And they're setting you up to fail in the modern economy. At this time, you cannot afford to sit your behind home. Now, I want to show you an example of what happens with modern, wise, loving couples who are established on being best friends, couples who are established on helping one another live their dreams, live their visions, and above all, is resting soundly on love, mutual respect and honor, and acceptance of one another, good, bad, indifferent. Their channel is called It's the Scots. I've been watching them since the very beginning of their journey, before the boys, their sons, excuse me. I've watched them, I've admired them. I remember their little humble beginnings. I remember their love story. They started dating in high school and it went on from there. And Christy has supported Desmond, and Desmond has supported Christy, and Christy loves Desmond, and Desmond loves Christy. And they're a black couple. Yeah, they're fair skinned, but they're black. Trust me, you watch their videos, you can tell they're black, the blackity, black. But it made me cry real tears the other day as they walked around their house that's being built for over a year. And I assure you, that house, it is over 10,000 square feet. It made me cry when I saw Christy go from her little hokey videos and joking and playing with Desmond and their little beautiful photo shoots they used to take and stuff, and watch them evolve to the point that Christy was on the red carpet of the Oscars. They went from social media to now they are rubbing elbows with Hollywood elite, business elite, and they perfected, embrace, and enhance one another, and they're both beasting. They're both doing it. They're both doing it. They both regulating and managing their house. They're both doing it. They in it together. They in it together. And look what the multiplication of love created. The multiplication of mutual respect, mutual work ethic. You understand? Mutual discipline, mutual honor, mutually protecting their covenant and protecting one another, not subjecting one or the other to servitude, to feed a broken ego and lack of identity. Look what it created: success for themselves individually, for them as a couple, and their boys, their family. Krista don't cook, and she openly says that. Krista ain't cooking nothing. Child, please, Krista in there kicking around, cartwheeling around in her little shoes, child, and being just as silly as she can be. And they laugh together all the time. That's what made them trend and viral. It is how they love one another. And see, when black community talk about black marriages, it's duty, 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 take, 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 take. It is failure, 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 failure. We have to start shifting our gaze to couples who are modern, insane, healthy, productive, successful, not just financially, but emotionally, spiritually. They are healthy together. These dysfunctional ideas and constructs they want black people to regress to are not healthy. They are horrible and unloving. I pay for everything. That don't mean you love your mate. There's a lot of people pay for everything and they cheat all the time too. There's a lot of people buy all kinds of stuff for their mate, and honey, they laying up sleeping with somebody else. That that's the ignorant. I ain't gonna do it. I refuse to do it. I'm not doing it. It's too early in the morning to tell people to I. My point is the following. Get your eyes, your ears, and your family dynamics off of the dysfunctional deception that they selling on this internet. You can tell it's dysfunctional. Let me show you how. Have you noticed that those who don't ascribe to it, that you all bully them, berate them, name call them, shame them? Did you notice the men who are single who ascribe to this mess? They bully, berate, tear down, pick at. I mean, they just treat women like crap, talk to them like anything. And you actually think that person paying bills will change his character and his way of thinking about women because it's you? No, that is about his character. And you still want to ignore, well, he pay all the bills. He work hard. We all work hard, Shook. It's called adulting. We all work hard. He ain't doing nothing. We every single adult who has good sense, we work. We pay all our bills. What's different? What is so wrong with your skull and your head that you realize hard working is hard working, honey, no matter the gender? Yeah, we all do it, you see. And that's why you have to look at people character. But this model they're giving you, it's telling you to ignore their character, ignore their tendencies, ignore their behavior, ignore their way of thinking. Ignore it. No, that's not healthy. That's not what we're doing. You're not dumb. Quit acting like you're stupid. Okay? Quit being stupid. Quit being dumb. Because you're just crying out for somebody to love you, somebody to take you. Anybody, somebody just take me, please. Child, please. I know one of the smartest women, black women you'll ever meet on this earth. I'm serious. The girl is ooh, sharp as a tack. She's bad. She's lethal when it comes to her specialized profession. She is the best at it. Before anyone knew anything about a specific field, she was already working in it. Y'all ain't hear nothing about it until COVID. She's bad. But when it comes to the affairs of the heart, Lord have mercy. That poor child turned into a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old, all because she's questioning herself instead of questioning the culture we created when it comes to love, romance, family dynamics. She's not questioning that. She's blaming the system. She blaming non-black people. She blaming all of these different things. And now some weird one has convinced her about someone named Ananuki or Anunnaki or Naka something. Knock, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Basically aliens. And she believed it. And she, oh, I think he my soulmate. And I, how do you and I know most people be like, well, tell her then. You think I did? You think I didn't? And I didn't talk about him. I use her statements because she's the one I love and care about. I don't care nothing about this fruitcake. She's my focus. And it went back to You don't understand. You've had the weddings. You've had a husband for years. You've had it. You've lived it. You have had it. So you don't get the rest of us. You don't understand how we feel. And I had to ask her, do you not think I know what it's like to be brokenhearted? You don't think I know what it's like to be dating or involved with a guy and he turns out to not be what you had thought? You don't think I don't know what it's like to second guess my decisions in guys? You don't think I know? I mean, I'll tell anybody right now, like, I wouldn't have admitted it before, God, no, because I wouldn't dishonor my ex-husband like that, like, absolutely not. But do you know, nearing the end, like 3 years out from the end, I was thinking to myself, like, "Did I really, really make the right decision with this man?" Even though we were approaching 20 something years together, and I was playing this back in my head, like, I don't know. Maybe because someone had already asked me to marry them before him, right? I had broken it off with that guy, right? Wonderful guy, brilliant guy, career. He had a career. He had the resume. You get what I'm saying? Master degree, the best of the best in his field in the region at that time. And now he's one of the top tier in the entire country at this time. And it's crazy because everything he told me he was going to do with his career, he fulfilled it. So he had a timeline for it and he did the timeline. He also gave me a timeline when it came to our relationship and what he wanted our life to be like, right? And he was just that kind of intentional man. Um, and but the thing is, he was older than me. Okay, I'm not gonna get into that, but he was older than me, and not sick, perverted older. Let me make that clear. No, no. It was some years. Anyway, and so I I broke off the engagement with him because I was like, he's just playing with me. He's gonna waste a lot of time. I've told him I want to get married. And just how I'm just not designed to date. I'm designed to be a wife. Anyway, so nearing the end, I started thinking to myself, like, why were you with person A who had already asked me to marry him, gave me the beautiful engagement ring and everything, and my family loved him, and why I chose person B instead. And person A was intentional, an alpha male. I prefer very dominant men. And person B, who's a dominant man in a different way, but I felt sorry for him. I felt like he needed me. He needed help. He needed somebody in his corner. He needed somebody to support him who's going to be 10 toes down for him and get him out of that head space he was in. So, with that said, uh, and then the ugly part is it was about year 10. I found out all that stuff he said he needed, all that stuff he went through. None of it was true. But person A showed up at my apartment out of the blue one night after I had broke off the engagement. He showed up at my apartment and he said, I need to speak with you now. I don't know if he's in there or not. I don't care if he's in there or not, but I need you to come out here and I need to speak with you. So I was like, okay. So I went ahead and went outside. And we're standing beside his gold Acura Legend. And he looked at me and he said, I only came to tell you this. He does not know how to love you. He does not know what to do with someone like you. He cannot fulfill what you deserve and what you want. He can't do it. He will never do it. You're going to be doing the brunt work of that marriage if you go through with this. And I'm like, how did he know we're about to get married? Well, it turns to find out my mother and my grandmother called him and said she about to get married. And I didn't realize the signaling then. My family was trying to stop this marriage to person B. They were trying to sabotage it and basically tell him, go get her. Go do whatever you got to do. Go get her. And of course, they know how I am. If I make my decision, I've made my decision. But what I'm getting to is that the construct I was taught was to help people, be there for people, support people. And I saw that same structure in our household of my mom being home, cooking, cleaning, all that, da 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 da. And I also saw my mom just, you could see it in her eyes. She just didn't want to do it no more. So she switched back to her career choice, right? Whereas person A, he presented something that was so thorough and meticulous that it just seemed too good to be true. But what I'm getting to is that you will start questioning yourself once you fall down that rabbit hole of being stand by your man like Loretta Lynn and lifting people up like Rihanna. You're gonna start realizing real quick, I think I made the wrong decision. If you do it the way these dysfunctional people are presenting it to you. Instead, I can tell you, watch somebody like the Scots. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. I never noticed that till now. Oh my God. The irony. Oh my God. And it's marry your best friend, not somebody who's gonna bark you around. Marry the person you can laugh with, and share your life with, not somebody telling you cook, clean, suck and if, keep your mouth shut. Like, really? You deserve better than that. You deserve to be absolutely madly in love with someone, and you deserve for someone to be absolutely in love with you. And every time you see each other and spend time together, you smile. You take care of one another and not just with material goods, gains, and money, but you take care of each other's heart. You protect each other. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Basically, start watching positive couples. Don't make the same mistakes of the past and expect for it to last. Y'all have a beautiful Friday. I gotta go my way. Hey, gotta go my way. Hey, hey. All jokes aside, I gotta skedaddle, guys. I have somewhere to be, honey. Ciao, darling. Child, before you leave the house today, tell somebody you love them and kiss them really, really, really hard on the cheek. Bye, y'all.